evening.
Okay, good evening, everyone. We're going to start the Buildings and Ground Committee. I am Judd Lofshay. I'm the new chair. So let's do roll call. Judd Lofshay, I'm president.
Juan Cifuentes.
Bob Helverson.
Steve Magazzini.
And Brian Moreno's coming in, so we're good. We got everybody.
Andy Allen.
Okay.
Mike Engel.
Okay. All right. Do we have any public comments?
No
No.
public comments.
Okay. And I said we're going to move the executive session to the end.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. All right. So let's go to informational items. And I think Dr. Magazzini is going to give us an update.
Okay. So we have the summer projects update. So just so you're aware, when we get to the summer work, we work with the architects and just the supervisors that are in district, and we will give you an update for each of the projects that are going on throughout the summer. At this point, because we just finished school today, this week we will be cleaning out areas, working with the contractors to make sure that they have their space that they need. And this week, a lot of it has to do with abatement as well, the abatement of the windows, because we're doing some window projects, some flooring and things like that. So we just wanted to give you just a heads up that this is what we will review. Typically, we review through July, August, and even into September, all the summer projects that are happening throughout the district.
Okay. Career Technical Center update.
So we are continuing the work for the Career Technical Center. We're working with Corrigan and Clark, NFH Passion for budgeting purposes, and we are continuing to work with the curriculum department. We've gone out and visited a number of schools, including Wabanzi, to look at some of the classrooms that they have, their manufacturing classroom and other ones. But we also want to make sure that we are on point with what we can do at the high school level. So we have a few more high school visits to districts that have a large career program. And we were mostly looking at health sciences because we haven't had that in the district, and manufacturing, we haven't had that. So we're really working with the architect on finalizing the plans for that. And we're hoping to have that done in the next month or so.
And by health science, you mean?
Like nursing and
Okay.
those types of.
That's what I thought.
programs,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
The next item is tree dedication requests. So we have had, we're asking the board if we could look at a formal implementation of a process for handling tree dedications when it comes to a student that has passed away. We recently had a student pass away as well as last year. And so there isn't a formal process, but we'd like to, if it's okay with the board, to come up with a formal process where we would only be for students, typically a family member or potentially the teachers at the school would like to do some type of memorial. What we would like is like a flowering tree that would be aesthetically pleasing as well as based on the needs of the school, the grounds, and we would be able to do that. So the other opportunity for the elementary school, sometimes in lieu of a tree, they might ask for like a buddy bench, which might be appropriate. So we would like to do that, and if it moves forward, we would come back with a formal process on how that works.
And we'd look to, when we're looking at the tree or a buddy bench, we'd look to take that out of the buildings and grounds budget and be it something that was purchased by the district, but it would come through the request of the school, and it would only be for students who were enrolled in our district at the time of the unfortunate circumstance there. So we would set some processes, parameters in place, but in the unfortunate circumstance that it happens again, or with the two recent students over the last 2 years, we want to make sure that we are able to honor them.
Sounds good. Brian, you're good with it?
Yeah, I think that's an amazing idea.
Okay.
And obviously, I like how you guys said you guys are going back to 2 previous students that passed away, so we won't forget them. So
Okay.
good stuff, Steve.
Juan, you as well? Okay. All right. That sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay. Thank you. The next item, district vehicles. So we're looking to purchase 2 district vans. The delivery van and the mail van that we have, they're approaching 10 years of service. They're getting run down and just have been used throughout the district over these years. We have purchased a number of different ways in the past. We've actually gone to auctions and have bought vans through auction. We looked at used, we looked at new, and we currently went out and looked, based on what we've paid in the past, but also looking at a purchasing co-op. We also, so from the co-op price, then we went and got a couple of more quotes, and the co-op price came in the lowest, so we would like to move forward. And that is, it's about 52,000 per van.
Okay, sounds good. That's not an action item, though, just information. We'll
That's
bring-
information. We'll bring it back the second meeting for approval for the full board.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Same co-op. I was just going to ask if you got, because I saw the co-op, but I want to make sure you checked it, but you checked locally and that's still.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Sometimes it's hard to get the exact because they're not always, exact, but what they have on the lot, what's available.
Yeah.
And we look at the lead time for everything to see what works out the best for us. So.
Okay.
The next item is the CASIA security improvements. And this is IT software, just improvements we're switching vendors and we're basically getting more services through the product for less price. So we'd like to make that change.
And this went through the IT committee, yeah? Or through Andy or somebody who's vetted it? Okay.
And so this is the IT comes through this B&G committee as well.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
But yes, Andy's group has looked around
Okay.
and got the best pricing for that.
Okay.
Next item is the committee meeting dates for fiscal year 25-26. Again, similar to the finance department, it's the first Mondays of the month, aside if we have a holiday where we move it to the next day.
We were going to talk about the June 1st.
So I think Board Member Lofsky, the best way to do it would be for us to approve it now. So that way we did have that conversation, but I think to approve it now and then we can always amend down the road. So that way we're not held up at all. So we can hit both board committees and then also the general one tonight. But then we definitely can look at that one for next June because it does make for a long 2 days in a row for sure.
Fine, okay.
So this is for beginning this July through next year, 2026.
Through next June 1st, yes.
But why do the years say
Oh,
2020?
I'm sorry, those dates are wrong. So sorry about that.
All right,
Great catch. So we will make those adjustments.
okay.
We were testing you on and you caught it. Very good. Nice job.
Next item is resolution of sale of personal property, and these are these are some of our copiers that we are going to get rid of as we move to a new company coming in.
Mr. Magazzini, was that dropping for action tonight just with wanting to get them out or were we still moving forward with action the next meeting? Okay. Okay, thank you.
And then the work order summary. So each month you'll get a work order summary that we pull the information out of our system. And, as you look at that, if you have specific questions, we can come back with information on that. But we basically give you an overview and it looks at, the work orders, what types they are, who they go to. And, we look at a specific time limit that we'd like to get our work orders completed in, but obviously there's also lead times on items that need to be ordered. Sometimes an electrical project may be much bigger than just moving boxes. So that's all comes into play when we look at that. But we really look at it to try and make sure that we are being as productive as possible.
I have no history, but 61 or 64%, that's a pretty good number, I take it.
It is good. And again, when we look at those things, we look at, is there a lead time which would cause us?
Yeah.
So when we put the work order in, if we have to order a part and it takes 3 weeks, well, then that's gonna be active for that long. So, but again, we use this as a tool, as a guide to monitor and make sure that we are staying on top of all of that.
Okay, great, thank you. Nothing else, right?
No.
Okay, so then we're gonna go into executive session. Is there a motion to go in? We need an executive session now? Yeah. Okay, okay. So is there a motion to go into executive session? Okay. Roll call, a vote? Let's take a vote. Kim, will you call the vote? Or do we just do it?
I think we're good.
Okay. All right.
What does that look?
Not too long.
We don't have to.
All right, is there a motion to return to open session from closed session?
So move.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all right, so nothing further to come before the meeting? You want to make a motion to close the meeting?
We're done.
Turn at 6:30.
You got it. Thank you.